on FM. It's owned and community limited in Stewart Castle, Duncan's Trelawney, Jamaica. We broadcast on FM 96.7 locally and is heard worldwide on Fit FM. JA.com. Our mission is to amplify diverse voices and opinions, inform, educate, entertain, and engage listeners of all ages and lifestyle while promoting responsible community development. Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music.
Put my for charge, you know.
Cultural Mix, an exciting radio show, identifying and showcasing cultural diversity across the world through music, interviews, and lively discussions. Join Bev Moonchild on Fit FM 96.7, Fridays 6 to 8 p.m. Cultural Mix, everything cultural. Tune in. Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
You've got to give this. I'm standing 10 feet tall. Yeah. Never let the system get you down. No way, no way. Never let it make you wear a frown. Well, you are only one life to live. So your best shot, you've got to give this. I'm standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall. I'm standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 above them all. Well, things may not be like you want them to be, yes, so be wise. You got to tread carefully. Well, there may
know yourself, know your roots, know your culture. You're in tune to Cultural Mix with Bev Moonchild and Fit FM 96.7, Fridays 6 to 8 p.m. I'm Mara Sedat.
I'm standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 above them all.
Know yourself, know your roots, know your culture. Know yourself, know your roots, know your culture. You're in tune to Cultural Mix with Bev Moonchild and Fit FM 96.7.
Just make sure you keep your sanity. Facing all kind of constraints every day. You never know the word in this life. You've got to pay. I'm standing 10 feet tall, standing 10. We're standing 10 feet tall this evening. It is Friday, it is January 20. It is 2023. We are in the studio of Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. It is Cultural Mix, and I am Bev Moonchild, your host. This evening, we have our divine sister Sheba Wombfire. We are doing part 2 of our conversation with her about the feminine energy and how great and how powerful we are as females, only for us to understand it. And to stand in our holiness and to stand in our sacredness. We are going to be talking to her in a little while, but quickly, it has been a week of news, a week of excitement. I'm telling you, the playwrights must be having a laugh now because there's so much things to talk about. There's so much things to write about as creative people. A film can be made now about this island called Jamaica. Enough things. One of the things I saw before I came here this evening, I was just laughing and I'm saying this whole thing with this institution being built and other into face of their money. The particular person involved, I didn't know her health deteriorated so quickly. I saw her coming out of a car with a walker, and from the walker she went into a wheelchair. How did our health deteriorate so badly and so quickly? I don't understand. What we need to extend some sympathy to her. I don't know, but I'm saying, wow, this was quick. When me see it, me actually laugh. Come here, say, I wonder what go on with this walker and this wheelchair. Is it that she really has health issues and it has deteriorated to the point where she can't walk on her own anymore? I don't know, but there's so much things happening in Jamaica that, boy, you don't know when to laugh and when to cry. With that being said, though, we're gonna go into our discussion. Remember, now we only have an hour for cultural mix, so we won't spend time talking about other things. Welcome, everyone, wherever you're listening from. Whether you are in the diaspora, whether you're in Jamaica, whether you're in Trelawney, whether you're in St. Elizabeth, St. Anne, St. Mary, whether you're in Manchester, wherever you are, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, anywhere you're there, we want to say welcome. Brownstone, we welcome you. We welcome everyone who is tuned in this evening. If you're on fitfmja.com, we welcome you. If you are watching us on Friends Who Love Fit FM, we welcome you. If you're watching from my page, Bev Moonchild, we welcome you. We welcome you wherever you are. We say Akwaba, Akwaba, Akwaba. Sister Nani, Sheba Wombfire, how are you?
I am blessed, my sister, and I'd like to add my welcome to all the womb bearers out there, from the first inception to the crown.
Yes, your background sounds a little noisy. Tell those people in the background.
Hold on.
Yes, tell them.
I'm picking up everything we can, please.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Tell them we're picking up everything.
We're picking up everything.
Yes, so tell them to kind of hold on the noise behind there.
Yeah.
So good to have you, sister. You were welcoming all the womb fire women.
All the wombs on the inception of the first period, inception of menstruation, to those who are beyond the years of menstruation and who are now called upon to share and to guide those coming up the stream. I think it is an important thing for us to be aware of. That there is a call out, and the call comes from the heart of the earth.
Yes.
As she is asking for all the wombs to synchronize with her. So we have to speak about that. So welcome all wombs.
Welcome all wombs. Welcome all wombs. Sister Sheba, last discussion, I'm telling you that people have been really expressing, we have been getting positive feedback. I've been getting positive feedback to our last discussion where we spoke about the holy Shekinah, the holy Shekinah, the holy Shekinah. And guess what? The other thing that grabbed people was that holy fire of orgasm.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to continue our discussion this evening, and we are talking about the female being a sacred being. The female being sacred, and how we defend our sacredness, what it is that we have to do to defend our sacred womb. So let us just go right into the discussion, Sister Nani. We're not wasting no time. We only have an hour.
It's an important discussion because as we had laid out in the last talk, our whole system of reproduction and pleasure are centered around the seat of our power, the seat of our holiness, the seat of our responsibility, and the seat of our place in the cycle of creation. So we have to be very much aware, and we were describing it as a temple with outer walls and inner walls and sacred spaces. And we recognize that the holy Shekinah is the fire that forever burns. Sometimes it burns it burns in the first flowering of womanhood. It is alive and it is burning. It takes us through the pleasures of teenagers. It takes us through the bearing years, and it's forever burning. And then we become gatherers and tenders of the fire. We have to guard that fire. Yes. It's like an oil lamp. A lamp with a little wick and oil forever burning. And whether it burns bright or it's not so bright is dependent on you. And this is
Mm-hmm.
where our guardianship comes. You know,
Okay.
we spoke about the fact that we should be very careful of how we allow, who we allow to pass into our deep inner sanctum. And the fact that no one is paying attention to this is evident in the children that we're bringing forward, the
Mm-hmm.
imbalances in the children, the issues of one man getting jacket and all these things. It does not have an effect immediately, but it is an aberration that will come up in the child's life one way or the other, somewhere down the line. You
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
understand? And
Yes.
we must understand how sacred we women are as the carriers of the seed from the day of our birth. So how
Mm-hmm.
do we defend this sacred fire? The first
Mm-hmm.
thing is to know that it is there and that you must connect with it. You know, in the African culture, the young girls are taught how to wear a belly chain, you know,
Mm-hmm.
a lovely, lovely band of beads that are well chosen by the elders. And the senior women would train them in the art of working with the beads. The first thing the beads
Mm-hmm.
did, it kept your body shape. You know when you're putting on weight because you press against your beads. And I have been trying to research it, but I cannot find it yet. There's also training as to how to use your beads during the sexual act, and you're warned it must only be done with your husband. So you can imagine, Bev, what those beads meant, you know? But the beads are
Yes, and
like,
then
go ahead.
those beads have become popular now because I'm seeing everybody wearing
Yes,
a belly
yes.
chain. Everybody having beads.
It's the call of the womb. It's the call of the womb. The womb wants to be recognized. Because when you
Mm-hmm.
have this lovely band of stones around your waist, I used to wear crystals at one time.
You
It's
get
a
on but my belly
constant.
to begin now.
What?
No, I'm saying one if me can get a belly chain, but my belly out of shape, belly
No,
chain
no,
can
but it brings it right back into shape. But the
really?
consciousness, yes, it does. It
Okay.
does. It stimulates you at that level. Couldn't find a better word. But it keeps you conscious, you know. And
I
it's
need a
something
waist
that
chain,
I've
okay.
come to understand
Mm-hmm.
as being part of our African culture. It it's
Mm-hmm.
it serves a purpose of holding us together. I make
Holding
sure
us together.
I'm making sure my daughters wear theirs and I wear mine. Now,
Mm-hmm.
that's a simple way of starting, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But the most consistent thing that we do as women is to have our menstruation. And that therefore could be the system of discipline that could take us into that caring of our womb,
Mm-hmm.
because there are several rituals around it. You hear about the rituals of birth, you
Mm-hmm.
hear about the rituals of death, but many times you don't really hear of the rituals of menstruation. You know,
Wow. Mm-hmm.
um, how the transition of a child into womanhood ought to have been
Mm-hmm.
a celebration,
Mm-hmm.
ought to have been recognized and honored within the family. There are
So
some cultures, pardon me.
no, I'm saying, I'm listening to you now, saying, for example, this period, this transition where a girl goes into woman really at the time of period. This is a time when she should be celebrated. There are rituals involved in this kind of transition. I'm saying
Mhm.
in some culture like Jamaica, you have mothers who really start cuss them girl picking now, saying a woman your
Ex-
turn now. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
we have a reverse to how this thing should be dealt with.
But this is just supporting our point, Bev, that this is
Mm-hmm.
something that must be addressed and deprogrammed with
Mm-hmm.
concise education, and we have to begin to
Mm-hmm.
research it. We must reconnect with our old forms and rituals because it is
Mm-hmm.
so elementally important. The a young girl coming up through that transitionary period has to be held, supported, and comforted by senior women, older women, their mothers. I love the concept of being an aunt, because in the African culture, it's the uncles and the aunts that guide the child from the back, because the parents provide the physical needs and so on, but the uncle and the aunt provides the spiritual needs. So usually a young girl would want to go to aunt, and auntie should be there to pass on this ritual properly. But it is not only it is not only which part figure by. You understand?
Yeah.
It is taking the child from the years of freedom and wildness, when you don't have to worry about how you cock up your foot. You jump down the shandy and everything, and then all of a sudden I'm telling you, hold down your skirt, your fish shame. Certain time a boy touch your bumper or come out by your bra. But no one has ever told us, Bev, about the glory and the responsibility of that which we have entered.
Talk to us, Sister Nanny, on how we nurture ourselves during this time of menstruation as females, as women.
This time, and I'm going to tell you something. Please do that. Don't you ever think that I am in any way saying that I did this, or this is how I have been. It's just my a transition into a period of reflection and analysis, and evolving something that worked for me. And I'm working through it with my daughters, even though it's a bit late in the sense of they're grown women, but in many things you will find the hurts and disappointments of women can be traced back to that very period, that very transitionary box. How she transitions in relationship to her father, how she transitioned in relationship to her mother herself, the mother, and what are her support systems? Where are her support systems? Who does she run to when the other blessings of puberty are descended on her? And there's an element which we do not consider. It's a sacred time. It's a time when this young woman is now able to receive the message from God. Come, little girl, let's try again. Because all we're here to do is to fulfill our covenant with God and be bearers of children. And somebody is going to kill me to say that. But when you take a woman down to its our elemental base, what are we here for? We are to carry on the generations. And he said, replenish the earth. And if you choose to put in one, I can't quarrel with you. Somebody else choose to put in 10. You understand? But the point I'm making is the celebration should also be a period of recognition. It should be a period of when the older women encircle this child, and usher her into this time of sacredness. Because
so we are saying, hold on, Sister Nanny, we are saying here now, it might be late, as you would have put it, for yourself and some other women who are no longer in the childbearing age. But we are here now putting things in perspective, and we know that there are sisters and mothers and aunts who are listening us, who we can guide through this medium on how they should approach this time of a young lady's life. So let us talk them through. Let us talk directly to those people who are able to make a change in the life of a young woman right now.
This time is usually a time of chaos between the woman, the emerging woman, and the established woman. i.e. the mother. The young one seeks the freedom of the energy of the sexual drive. The first blooming of the sexual drive is an awesome force in a young woman, especially a young woman who is within herself, already centered. So that sexual drive, it calls for freedom. It smells the wind and it wants to go. But the mother has to keep a hold on that energy. The first thing, however, though, do not curse that energy.
Okay.
Yeah, go stand skete. Look on her, she just ready for man. These are not compliments. These are words that transform and create the perception that will stay with this young girl for the rest of her life as she interacts with the world. So we should begin to celebrate our young women, support our young women, support our young women from the point of saying, let them have someone to talk through the emotions, responsibility. And also, we have negated a lot of our practices that would have kept a young girl grounded. You know, what we used to call old-time foolishness are now seen to be systems of grounding that will allow a individual to transition through the ages of life and responsibility. Take, for example, how you care your period blood. You know, how do you manage it? We live in apartments, of course, but we should never be flushing down the bulk of our essence into a sewage system.
Hold on, Sister Wombfire. Just give me 1 second, because this is important information here we're going to be sharing. I just want to bring to you some persons who are here online with us. My friend Gracia Thompson, she did a rehearsal, but she listen. Thank you, my sister. Trivia D Tremenda say, I'm here, but here is Trivia talking to us now. Hi, Tavia. Nice that you are here, Tavia. We're having I'm having hearing a little noise in your background. But listen to Trivia now. This is so true. I remember when I was young coming up, my mother used to say to me, "True me a superior, me a go and break me of her." So many women can attest to this, Trivia. Did you hear that, Sister Nanny? Did you hear the feedback we're getting here from?
Can I hear that one again, please? The one from
Sister
Tavia?
Sheba?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Hello?
All right, let me tell you what the person said. Let me tell you. Are you hearing me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you now. Yes, I'm hearing you now.
Okay, this is what she's saying. This is true. I remember when I was young, coming up, my mother used to say, "Through me as a period, me a go on like me a big woman." And all the worst possible words she could find to belittle and break me into feeling unworthy of her love and affection.
Listen, there are thousands of us, thousands, my sister, who went through this valley of tears because our mother gave to us what they had been given. Every mother gives to her daughter only that which she was given. And most of the time, she's so afraid. She's so afraid. And I know that I terrified my poor mother, God bless her soul. But it is during that time that if she really had more knowledge, if she had really had the systems of grounding, she would have been able to perform better. If we had been able to stick to our African-centered processes of cycles and rituals, we would have been better. And what was done to us is that our period has been commercialized. Much like our big body and our big breasts and with this and with that, we're totally commercialized. So there is during this period, there is no reference. There
No
is no
reference.
sacredness afforded women.
Mm-hmm.
I, for one,
Sister,
am very, very upset about this.
Sister Sheba, before I read the feedback just now, you were about to speak to how to
Mhm.
care for our essence self at the monthly when
Yes,
we are
yes.
having
Thank
our
you.
menstruation
Thank you for
monthly.
bringing back on point.
Yes,
Okay.
I want to welcome persons who are coming in just now joining us. Jeline May. Thank you, Jeline. Me know the cola wax, and I appreciate you being here with us this evening. It's Cultural Mix, and I am Bev Moonchild, your host. We are in the studio of Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. I'm talking with Sister Sheba Wombfire, and we're talking about the sacredness of women and how we are really to defend our sacred womb, how we are to defend our sacredness, how we are to defend that which is us really. And we are onto the point of menstruation and
Yes.
how we are to care for ourselves and care for our very essence when that time of the month comes around, that time of the moon comes around, how we are really to care about ourselves. It's sacred. And if we don't look at it from a sacred point of view, if we don't see that our essence is of sacredness, we are sacred beings. And if we don't see that and if we don't understand that, we're going to be in a little bit big trouble. At this time, Sister Nanima, I want you to talk to us now. The
Okay.
sacredness. How do we care for our essence self as you talk about our
Our,
menstruation?
as I said in the last talk, during that period, there's a cleansing or going down of the physical, but there's
Mm-hmm,
also an infilling from above to
mm-hmm,
replace this. Because after all, you're in covenant with God. You're a
mm-hmm,
co-creator with God through the seed that you carry.
mm-hmm,
At that time, our hormones, our body goes on red alert. I'm ready, I'm ready. And so
mm-hmm,
therefore your hormones, as they may say, go out of whack. Yes.
mm-hmm.
This leads to now what is called PMS, that is frowned on. It is the subject of sitcom jokes. It is the bane of women. Oh, don't pay her any mind. She's PMSing. And so she's again
That
discarded.
time of
So
month.
yes, in order
Yes.
to get on top of this, you have to begin to become aware of how your body,
Mm-hmm.
like the tides of the sea. Remember, we talked about the pull of the moon. Your body begins to pull up,
Yes.
forward, out. You flush out. This
Mm-hmm,
is where they call it
mm-hmm,
water. You look a bit puffy. You flush out. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. So
mm-hmm,
when this does not happen, and you go flushing down, the hormones go down, and you go seesawing, and you are really, sometimes some of us are out of sorts. Yes.
mm-hmm,
um what you need to do is a week before, 9 days before,
mm-hmm,
your expected period, and you begin to feel these symptoms, you begin to nourish your body differently.
mm-hmm.
you know you
For
take in
example,
you take in more potassium. You
okay.
take in more of the minerals, because it's the minerals that support your nerves. You take in
Mm-hmm,
more of the minerals that you will be losing during the period, because there has
mm-hmm,
been a has been a drawdown on your minerals in order to prepare the womb for that baby, for that inception. And the
mm-hmm,
holy Shekinah is blazing fire. So
mm-hmm,
when that is not fulfilled, your body goes into another shift, and this is a shift you must be prepared for. It is
mm-hmm,
taking your vitamin E. It is drinking your Irish moss. It is drinking your soursop tea at night. Calming. Keep yourself very calm.
mm-hmm,
Keep yourself very calm. During that time you're working, you make sure you're not in any high tension section this week.
mm-hmm.
Schedule yourself that you are calm, you're at your desk, you can go to the toilet as much as you want. We're within a control zone, and it's just a matter of consciousness, being
Okay.
conscious.
Mm-hmm,
It
mm-hmm,
doesn't make we know we are getting ready for the potential of cramps,
mm-hmm,
noni juice. There's a preparation I know that will take away that.
Mhm.
It's the usage of the herbs and the natural remedies, not the pill
Mhm.
popping, not the pill popping. And in order
Mhm.
to do this, in order to overcome it, we also need to keep ourselves within a calm, you know, thankful, thankful. Whether you're thanking God that you're not pregnant or you're thanking God that you are pregnant, thank Him again.
A state of
Thank Him.
thankfulness.
Be in a state of thankfulness, be in a state of expectation, because
Mhm.
it's coming down. What are you
Mhm.
receiving? What do you
Mhm.
want to receive? What are your intentions during that time? How are you
Mhm.
balancing yourself? Are you within sync to what you want at work? What is
Mhm.
bothering you? Whoever bother you during that time, pray them out of your way.
Mhm.
Pray them out of your way.
Sister
Because
Sheba.
you are in touch. So that is
Mhm.
a spiritual blending. And
Mhm.
so if you keep in a conscious frame of mind, you
Mhm.
can it can benefit you, you know.
How do we honor? How do we honor what would I call it now? For example, women who at that time are having their periods. How do we honor this now? For those people who are living in the rural areas, it might be a little different. You mentioned
Mm-hmm.
us persons who are living in apartments, you're living in townhouses, you know, have
Mm-hmm.
no outside, you know, have dirt outside.
Mm-mm.
How do those women honor themselves at that time of the month? What do they do really?
Um, the there are systems. There are systems that online you could find systems where and it is sort of advanced and very very niche, where you actually collect it and it's disposed of for you. It's like a service. That's the you know eco part of it. It's disposed of naturally
Okay,
into the earth. Now,
into the
say for it,
yes.
yes, take for ourselves. I am not in favor, and although I used to practice it, but I used to feel weird of
Mm-hmm.
flushing my pads down the drain.
Mm-hmm.
I really know I don't like that. I prefer if it is disposed of and is taken out into the environment, it will get there eventually. You know,
Sister
um,
Sheba,
mm,
I remember growing up in the country, and I remember now that women that time used to have a pail, you know,
mm-hmm.
and they had their sand pads were the cloth
Yeah.
where it make out a flour bag, and you
Mhm.
would use those, and they would have to be
Yes,
washed.
yes.
Not true. And that
Mm-hmm.
water is
Mm-hmm.
poured in the earth. You remember?
In a sacred, yes, Bev, in
You
a
remember? Yes.
sacred, in a
Yeah.
cool place,
Yeah.
under a banana bush, under
Or
one
banana tree or
corner,
somewhere.
banana
Yes.
tree root, or one
Yeah.
corner, and you go
Yeah.
pray. You pray
Yeah.
going in, and you pray coming out.
Yeah.
We cannot be so extreme, but we
Mm-hmm.
can be conscious. We we,
Mm-hmm.
we, we don't you see this unconscious behavior of
Is what
having
is the problem?
it
Yes.
is what's the problem, and it comes about from the fact that we see the period as a intrusion into
Intrusion.
our
Hold a while. We see
regular,
it as an intrusion. We're gonna
yes,
pick up from there. I just want to mention some persons who have joined us. Denise Jarrett, that's Dr. Denise Jarrett. And Tremaine is saying she's taking notes. She's asking, what about irregular periods? That trivia. Denise Jarrett is saying, women without knowledge, why feel real pain at their time of the month? I was out of school for 7 days each month. As I got older, I realized that I had something called endometriosis.
yeah,
I
yeah.
used all the remedies, natural and artificial, but nothing stopped it until I had surgery. Many Jamaicans are unaware of this disease. What are your thoughts on this dreaded disease? So it's two things you have to answer:
Yes, yes.
thoughts on endometriosis and irregular periods.
Irregular periods can come at any stage of the woman's evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the whole patterns of life that used to be synchronized with the rhythm of the earth have gone astray.
Mm-hmm.
Even the introduction of electricity and continuous lighting in urban
Mhm.
areas has thrown off the rhythm of women.
The
Excessive
rhythm.
use of the computer,
Mhm.
sitting in front of the computer with that flashing screen. Um, Also, our diet with the artificial hormones that are
Mhm.
fed to by organic, any kind of organic thing we consume now. And when I
Mhm.
say organic, I mean vegetable matter or animal. There has
Mhm.
been some tampering with it. So we are
Mhm.
consistently now ingesting artificial hormones that will throw out our,
Mhm. Out of the rhythm.
yes. And
And a lot
these,
of women who have desk jobs.
exactly,
Mhm.
exactly, and are exposed to artificial lighting during the day. They come out in the sun, they don't know whether it's morning or night. It impacts upon us. Um,
Mhm.
so basically, what it does, it gives our body wrong messages, and our periods go off, you know.
Yeah.
So this month it might be this, depending on what you're doing, it might
Mhm.
switch to another time. Also, you have to be aware of, very, very much aware of your hormonal intake.
Mhm.
The water you drink, you're exposing your water to sunlight for a lengthy period of time. The plastic leaches into the water and you're drinking plastic. Um,
Mm.
and these things throw off the hormones of women. Um,
Mhm.
um, the irregular
That's a
periods, however, can be
mhm.
corrected, and so can endometriosis.
Talk about
Endomet-
endometriosis, yes.
Endometriosis is excessive growth inside of and outside of the womb.
Mhm.
It is a serious aberration that can spread all over the body and cause the persons to have, it's terrible. You
Mhm.
find your periods are all over the place. Sometimes you have none. Sometimes you have it for 5, 6 months. It's very debilitating. But
Mhm.
it is something that can be corrected with a combination of herbal and medical treatment. And I notice I said medical because my personal experience is having someone being able to have a child, having endometriosis, and being able to have a child because of the support of herbal medicines and
Mhm.
usages of herbal medicines and certain specific herbs that are focused on anti-inflammatory properties. The use
Mhm.
of oils, essential oils and carrier oils
Mhm.
that are genetically disposed to our genes. We are genetically disposed to the use of these oils, like castor oil. Castor oil is in our
Mhm.
DNA. It's in our DNA,
Mm.
and it
Wow.
is it is a healer. It heals everything,
Mhm.
every
Mhm.
single thing. However, it calls for patience, and a woman who has uh,
Mhm.
difficulty within the womb, it has to make serious and deep commitments to herself whenever she's going on
Mhm.
any
Mhm.
herbal. Yes, because it's a cleansing, and you have to
Mhm.
engage in it with the knowledge that it's a cleansing. And the most important thing in cleansing is to give thanks for the cleansing. You know,
Do you
be
think,
grateful for it.
Sister Shiva, that
Yes.
emotions like anger,
Oh,
resentment,
oh,
that kind of thing, you think those kind of
oh.
deep emotions affect our wombs in really
My
often
sister,
and terrible ways?
my sister, is how long you have to talk. Oh my goodness. My brain was saying, don't go there, Bev. Don't go there, Bev. But you
Mhm.
did. You went there. You went there.
Mhm. It's
Um,
something that we have to talk about.
yeah, we have to talk about it, Bev. And all we are talking about is centered around the womb.
Yes.
If you notice a woman, a mature woman facing any crisis, she goes like this.
Mm.
There's this, there's this humming, swallowing sound that says,
Mhm.
and it's
Mm.
when the next, when she goes so and swallow it, she step forward and deal with it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mm.
she deals with it in the physical, but she has
Mhm.
swallowed it into her belly. Yes,
Wow.
and
Wow.
these
Wow.
are the
Wow.
things that we swallow pain, we swallow. pain.
Sister Nanny, I can
swallow
tell you,
anger.
let me tell you, you swallow pain and anger. When you see something that hurts you to the core as a woman, you know where you feel it?
Your belly.
In your belly. And you
My belly
feel your
bottom,
belly.
my belly bottom a bun me. That's how we say.
Yeah. Yes.
You right
yes.
where the picnic come from a bun
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And you go,
And
you
that
jump and you
pain.
hold your belly. Yeah.
Yeah. That pain, if you don't release that pain,
Yeah.
tell us
And
what
it
can
is-
happen.
What can happen, my sister? We develop aberrations within our DNA and our genes. We develop pain is like a little lump. It's like a little lump and it goes around looking for another little lump that looks like it. And they join together and they go itching. So every time you, and hear this, every time you react to a situation by making do, by accepting, by just saying, it's okay, I don't want to make no trouble. You are taking it into yourself. And then you walk away and listen to me. Me not pointing no fingers, And then me walk away and have a deep conversation with myself as to how this mother wicked.
Yeah.
When I should have did tell them.
Right there. So, and then.
You see, every time you do that, Bev, you're loading yourself.
Yes. Yes.
You're loading
Yes,
yourself.
yes.
And the
A lot
loading
of us-
usually, it comes out in obesity. It comes out in unhappiness, of course. It comes out in lack of self-esteem. It comes out in
Affecting
lifestyle
our womb.
diseases. Lifestyle diseases affecting our womb. Cancer,
Yeah.
diabetes, high
Yes.
blood pressure.
Yeah.
And you hear, Miss Luther, how you do? Lord, my dear, it's the pressure and the diabetes. And me go down a doctor. And this is the litany. That anywhere you see her, it is something to hold on to. It's an emotional crutch. We have never learned how to be free. We have never learned how to be strong and free from these diseases, because these diseases are codings, the remnants of the pain that we swallowed in Bucky Master house. When he rape with daughter. When him come rape we 4 times a night.
You talk about codings. What exactly are you talking about when you say codings?
When things are enacted upon us and we swallow, it is not enacted upon us just randomly. No. The situations we face in our lives are sent to us to teach us and to train us. And with these we must accept. But there are those that are imposed upon us, which we had nothing to do with. We didn't create it. The master didn't send it. It is an aberration to our lives. The way we are commoditized as women, the way we are taken is it's an assault on our wombs, our productive. We are under attack. And this is where we need to step forward to say we cannot accept this anymore.
When you say we are commoditized, talk to me some more on that aspect of it.
Every advert, drinks. There's a particular, I don't want to get myself into any trouble, but there are some, the adverts say, oh, I get so offended. Come make the attack. It's there. If you look around you, you can see how we are commoditized and commercialized. We are used to selling, our image is used to selling anything.
Everything and anything.
Everything and anything they can find a twist on us.
They're selling a car tire, them selling water hose, selling, no, all sand them sell, them have to use
exactly, yes.
A woman, the image of a woman.
And to me, these things are an assault on my womb. I'm not a feminist, I'm a womanist. I'm a womanist. I defend woman business. But The point I'm making is this: how to care for yourself during that time is
Yes.
simple. Develop your own ritual.
Okay.
Develop your own signals to your partner that, you know, so when we see her take up the frankincense and more, nobody talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
And she may not talk to you for 3 days. That
Mm-hmm.
is her time to herself. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you stay in the bathroom a little longer, a little bush bath,
Mm-hmm.
instead of the tablet, do a little bush bath.
Mm-hmm.
Magic. And don't even ask me which bush. Go pick bush.
Yes.
Pick
So
the one that's
develop your own.
yes. Pick the one that speaks to you. The one
Okay.
that you think you're going to be comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
Make your ritual during that time gratitude and renewal, because you're being renewed for the next leg of your journey. And we as women should grasp these renewals, grasp it, and
Mm-hmm.
use it. You see, the ability to walk around with a smile on your face that no one knows where it comes from is how you
Mm-hmm.
interact with yourself in your deeper self, you know, your
Say
deeper,
that again,
more
because I
sacred
missed it.
self. The way you can walk
Some
around
kind of
with a smile on your face and no
Mm-hmm.
one knows where it comes from. It's not generated because you have a man. It's not generated out of material things, but it is
Mm-hmm.
something that you know with your knowing, and you know it with your higher self, because you're
Mm-hmm.
in touch with your feminine Shekinah. You're in
Mm-hmm.
touch. Because the thing is, why I keep going on about this is that we have begun to value ourselves with the wrong markers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, the the
Yes.
the judgment of each other. They look at us talking about a young girl being
Mm-hmm.
celebrated, Bev. First thing they're gonna tell her, yes, you're gonna breathe, yes, man, I go so and so. Somebody tell me, say, me soon so see me big toe. I me look at me, see me big toe. I me say, oh, fool, there's my big toe. What you talking about? I never know she was telling me, say
Mm-hmm.
me soon breathe. I don't know. But to
You soon
her,
get
it was
pregnant.
some,
Yes.
yes. To her, it was some big thing. So there is
Mm-hmm.
no welcome. There is a
Yeah.
you become a threat now. You can
Yes.
shame your family. You can shame your
Mm-hmm.
family, and all of a sudden you're carrying this burden that you don't know where it come from. You never had nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
just inherited it. So we
Mm-hmm.
need to be conscious that this is a culture that is established
Mm-hmm.
for us. Yes, this is a culture that is established for us,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to shift the dialogue to find beauty within it, to find joy within it,
Yes.
to find pride within it, to find value within it. And that we're
Mm-hmm.
not valued because somebody says,
Mm-hmm.
Lord, you're pretty, or your bumper bigger. So, oh, yes, I am valued because I know who I am. I know the essence of me from the top to the bottom in my holy temple. And I will guard
Mm-hmm.
and protect my womb with respect. So you guard your gates physically
Wow.
and you guard it spiritually. I was so shocked the other day though, Bev. Let me tell you about commoditizing
Spiritually.
us. I went to
Mm-hmm.
to the wash shop one time, fooling around, and I saw something called Noni wash. It's something to wash your vagina.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, what?
Yes.
Anyway, I said, when I read it, it described how you might need to remove crust or something. And I was so offended because why are you discussing this here? Why are you using the fact? And which
Mm-hmm.
woman who is in touch with herself would have anything that you are describing? You understand? Which woman?
Mm-hmm.
Which woman in
Yes.
any sense of herself
Mm-hmm.
would have the need to have something that's going to, it's like, oh, we should not allow these things. We should not
Mm-hmm.
allow these things. It is not right.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
I remember
We
as they talk
we
about
should
Noni Wash.
yes.
I remember, and you would have known her too. Bless her soul. What's her name again? Sister Nanny Sheba
Sister
Fire.
Kiefer Lorraine.
Kiefer Lorraine. I remember
I,
her.
yes, I
She
recall her
told me
spirit.
one time,
Yes,
if you cannot put it in your mouth, don't put it there.
exactly. Hmm.
So all these wash and all these
You
douche and all
understand?
these things, if it is not something that you can drink,
Don't, yeah,
do not, do not for 1 minute even think of putting it there.
exactly.
And I
And
tell
in
you,
an event, Bev, if you there are products on the shelf, which of course I'm not fighting any product on the shelf, but
mm-hmm,
if things hard and you have a challenge, buy yourself a bottle of vinegar.
mm-hmm,
Yes, at least that could assist you in a temporary way if you cannot find the doctor money right now. You
mm-hmm,
understand? But do
yes,
not we must not allow it. We must not allow. Look, Beverly, look at this.
mm-hmm,
Every female on the face of the earth, from the moment she starts menstruating, still till she ends menstruation in the 50s or sometimes 60s, she
mm-hmm.
must buy sanitary pad every month.
That
She
is a
buy the
multi-million dollar industry.
That's a billion, trillion, dillion, and
Yeah,
women have no say over the price. The merchant knows that he will get it, must get it, shall get the sale every
yeah,
day,
the
every
ready,
month.
ready, ready market.
Ready market, ready market. And
Mm-hmm,
but the designers of these things can put wings on them and them so can park car. But
mm-hmm.
women, we who buy them have no say in the
No
price
matter.
of them.
Mm-hmm.
We should be boycotting these people and saying to them, listen, you cannot put up the price like that.
Right.
There is something in the world now called period poverty. Do you know how much that hurts me? That a young girl cannot find the money
Mm,
monthly to buy these pads, to honor
yes.
herself, to keep herself sacred, to have the intimacy and privacy and
Mm-hmm.
dignity of having a good period. That is an
Mm-hmm.
assault on the period. And
Yes.
I tell you, and I call upon the women in parliament and all those women who, whether they're doing it now or they used to, we should stand together on this matter. They've
Mm-hmm.
done it in Australia. It can be
Mm-hmm.
done. All our
Sister
women,
Sheba.
Bev, I am so caught up in this thing because listen, it's a commercial piracy on
Yeah.
women.
Listen, Dr. Jarrett again is asking, did you touch on the idea that women were said to be unclean just because men could not? Yet without menstruation, the human race would be no more. Women are women are the generator of human life. Jah did this, not man. Blessed be the womb.
Blessed be the womb. Blessed be the womb fire. Yes, my sister, we spoke about this. We spoke about the pivotal role that women played in the development of civilization because
Mm-hmm.
she had to count. She had to count one to the other to know how these to survive, when to gather the moss, when what to do, how to keep herself safe. And in this, she developed the rituals of life.
Mm-hmm.
When she went into her seclusion
Mm-hmm.
for the 1 week or two more of the period, this is when the planning was done, the praying was done.
Mm-hmm.
And if those of us who know of the tradition of Ethiopia,
Mm-hmm.
whenever the king is in council, there are women in seclusion praying. Yes, this is what we're saying, that we need to understand the power that descends upon us during
Whenever the
that
king is
period,
in
that
council,
the women are in the seclusion praying. Yes, because the king is manifesting on the physical
okay.
and they
Mm-hmm.
are praying in the spiritual. That's how
Mm-hmm.
creation comes forth. So what I'm saying to you is
Mm-hmm.
change. What I'm saying to all women, let us change our value system. Let us begin to value ourselves first, because any work that is to be of good has to be of good to you first. So you can create your own journey. You can create your
Yes.
own systems and your rituals. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
They're
Mm-hmm.
powerful rituals that have been handed down to us. You know,
Mm-hmm.
even we the rituals of birth, 9 days in the room. Why
Mm-hmm.
9 days? Nine
Mm-hmm.
days to reset your womb, to reset your spirit, to bless
Wow.
you and to bless the baby, to keep the
Mm-hmm.
baby safe from negative forces that may want to change his destiny, to
Mm-hmm.
keep life within the home, to fix this new life into the rhythm of the existing community. And this
Mm-hmm.
is what should have happened to us when we went into our periods. We now emerging women, the fires of the Shekinah has been lit again and put
Mm-hmm.
into our hands.
Mm-hmm.
We should be we should be fetted. Why
Mm-hmm.
don't we begin to fet each other? Why don't you
Mm-hmm.
work with your nieces? Why don't you work with your daughters? And let us speak now of the sanctity of women,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore the power of women. And we will never get respect from men. We cannot buy it. We cannot beg it. It cannot be sold or given to us. Respect from men comes from respect for yourself,
Yes.
valuing yourself,
Yeah.
keeping yourself holy and sanctified, and raising banners. The womb was carried in front of the Pharaoh when he was crowned. It is his only proof that he is royal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you hear me? The womb of the woman who brought him forth, this placenta was dried and raised on a stick in procession, leading the Pharaoh to the throne. He could not go up there until he could show that. You carry it. You
Mm-hmm.
have it within you. It is your force, it is your life. And you speak to it and it speaks to you. It
You
will.
have touched on the matter. This is a deep thing, Sister Nanny. It is quite deep. You speak of the placenta, but nowadays you realize when women give birth in the hospitals or wherever these centers, sometimes that is disposed of. That is thrown away in some garbage pan.
It is the saddest thing, Bev. It is the most sad event, because your placenta is to be buried in the soil that raised you. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So you live in an urban setting.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot tell you what. I'm not making any suggestions, but
Mm-hmm.
anyhow you are near to any
Mm-hmm.
source of life,
Mm-hmm.
organic earth, a tree root, a
Mm-hmm.
sacred blessing place, go and bury your child's
Mm-hmm.
placenta. Because that
Mm-hmm.
placenta, and there are other extremists who will say the placenta is food because it has nutrients and so on. That extreme I would not condone,
Mm-hmm.
because I would not condone it,
Mm-hmm.
Excuse
Yes.
me. But the point I'm making is this: your placenta in the hospital now is something, unless you request it, it goes out with the regular whatever.
Yes.
You need to be conscious in your childbirth that the minute your child leaves your body, you begin to bless
Mm-hmm.
this, and pull back as much as you can out of it, of the essence of life that has fed your child during these 9 months. It is loaded, because it goes straight into a system that it is an industry. The
Mm.
womb, the placenta of a woman is an industry. It is put into cosmetics. It is done up in many varieties of ways, and eventually, to some state, ingested back into the cycle. So don't
Wow.
think your placenta is
Mm-hmm.
dashed with most time. 10
Mm-hmm.
chance to 1 it was sold. Yeah?
As a matter of fact, stick up in there, sister. I saw a video. It was a video. It was a Caucasian man talking to some black girls,
Mm-hmm.
and he was saying to them, he was talking to them along the line that we are talking now,
Mm-hmm.
and he was talking about the period blood and how important that is,
Mm-hmm.
and it may have stem cells, and he was encouraging them kind of to not dispose of it or not to throw it away, because it would
No.
seem as if they wanted it to buy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm saying, wow, look at this. And now that you have said it now, I'm saying we need to even look back at what our foreparents, our
Of
grandparents,
course.
the older
Of
people used
course.
to do.
Of course.
You-
We have
the,
to.
what them call the navel string, and you cut it, right?
Thank you.
And
And
plant
put it
it
and
at
bury
a
it
fruit
on
tree.
tree.
Yes, a fruit tree, and the
Bury it
child
at a
grow up
fruit
and
tree.
water that tree and know that tree is yours.
Thank you.
That's your
Thank you
navel
very
string
much.
plant
Binding him to the earth and binding him to his community.
into the
Yeah.
earth and
Into
with
the
his
earth.
or her community. Yes.
Yes. Yes. It's important.
Yeah.
We need to break the taboos because you see, we stand on the womb of the earth.
Yes.
A woman who is in touch with herself can stand on the earth and feel the heart of the earth, the
Yes.
raging fire of the earth. You can
Yes.
feel this. So
Stand on the earth.
we must learn to anchor ourselves. We are big ships.
Mm-hmm.
We are big ships of creation.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, so yes, so we carry in us the seeds of life, and we can choose whom will put the spark to that. Be wise in your choice. Care for
Yes, sister.
yourself. No matter,
Yeah.
I don't have time for a woman is a woman is a woman. We're all spirits in the feminine form. No matter where you come from, you're a woman. We are spirits in the feminine form, and we are manifesting here. And the
Yes.
reason for us to be able to calm ourselves and look in and log in is because we are being called. We're being called.
Mm-hmm.
We are being called because
We're
we're
going to
under
heed.
attack.
We're going to heed to the call, Sister Danny. Sheba Womb Fire. I am looking at a part 3 because with cultural mix down to 1 hour. 1 hour can't discuss this kind of important issues for a female. I'm seeing also coming out of this, Sister Nanny, us forming a group of women who we can be the mother, the auntie for younger women who are coming up, to guide them, to bring them into the transition of womanhood. Those little girls who, upon the time of having their period, they can understand that transition. I am seeing coming out of this a group that we can form. I'm going to be putting the idea to you because I think we need to, I know we need to have this kind of support, especially in this time. We have come to the end of our 1 hour. Can you imagine? And we have
Too quick.
much more to talk about. We want to thank the people, the sisters who have joined us. Dr. Date really interactive with us this evening. We want to thank you so much. We want to thank Trivia D Tremendous. She told me that she used castor oil to induce labor with her last baby.
Wow,
We were talking
great.
about the castor oil, yes. So we
Yes,
want
great.
to thank Trivia. This look like it's a part 100.
Well,
Because
we
there's
take it.
so much
We take it
So
as
much
it
to talk
comes. We
about.
take it as it
so much to
comes.
talk about. We really want to thank everybody. Sheba
Yes.
Wombfire, you are blessed.
Thank
And
you,
it's
my
no
dear.
coincidence why you call yourself Wombfire. The fire is
Well,
within. We set,
that's
we have the seed of life within us, and we are to
yes.
stand on our feet and
And protect
understand
the seed
that
of
we
light. Yes.
protect the seed of life and protect our
Yes.
womb and to
Yes.
defend our sacredness. I really want to thank you again this
You're
evening.
welcome.
And I
You're
look
welcome.
forward to another discussion, whether it is on Cultural Mix or some other forum. I tell you, we
My
have to form a circle. We
Miss,
have to form a circle.
my sister, you have just spoken into being all
Yes.
that I've been praying for.
Yes.
It is very important, and we
Mm-hmm.
can form these circles all over the island and
Yes.
let the women know they have access to
Yes.
people who care,
Yeah.
who people are willing to support. We have to rewrite our history. And
Yes.
as I'm talking this evening, I'm feeling the ancestors, the women who used to serve in the great houses and the atrocities that they used to face, that they used to swallow in their bellies. And if they did it to free us, why can't we free ourselves?
We need to. We need
We
to.
need to.
Thank
We
you, my
need to.
sister.
Bless
We
you,
need
my
to form.
sister.
We need to form a sister circle,
I
and
am
it starts
very
right
much for that.
beginning. The idea
Right
is here,
here.
and
The
we're going
idea
to
is here.
stand on
The
our feet.
dialogue must continue. And
Yeah.
I welcome, I'm no authority. I'm just one woman talking, that's all I am, one
Yes.
woman talking.
Yes. 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 Thank you, my sister. Blessed
Bless
love.
you.
Blessed love to the
Bless you.
family. Let us
Yes.
defend our womanhood, our sacredness as
Our
we move
sacred
forward.
family.
Yes.
The
Our
sacred
sacred
family. Bless you, my
feminine.
sister.
All the
Bless
very
you.
best, those of you who joined, those of you who are listening, those of you who are participating. We thank you, because this is an interactive show. And when we talk about matters that concerns us as women, we expect women to participate. We thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend. Be of good faith, oh sisters. Let us understand that we are great and we can even be greater with the knowledge that unfolded here this evening. Much more to come. We thank you so much, Bev Moonchild, saying, take care, all the very best. Enjoy your weekend. We come back again next week, and we have where we will have another interesting program. You will hear about it as we go through the week. Take care, everyone. Julia, thanks again. All the very best, folks. Take care. That's it for Cultural Mix this evening.
You need your sanity.